Greetings. This is Professor Corder. I'm going to speak to you a little bit about the syllabus, a topic students down through the ages have had the greatest fascinations about. Not really, of course. There has never been a person posting on Rate Your Professor something like, "The syllabus was awesome. I'd take that class again just to listen to him talk through it." Or, "Wow, I was blown away by the syllabus." There will be no 7 years ago our fathers brought forth on this continent. There won't be any with malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right. No, this is the syllabus. Dull, but important. Because the syllabus is a kind of living document between you and me, although there are legal components to it, certainly. As we saw in spring 2020, these are much more guidelines for class rather than a version of the Ten Commandments. I reserve the right to some level of flexibility, as you're going to see, since none of us can see the future, as has been abundantly clear since COVID-19. Nonetheless, the goal is to adhere to this document to the letter, knowing full well the best laid plans of mice and men. You get it. So here we go. So when you log on to the class on your dashboard, you'll see the home page. If you click on syllabus on the left-hand side, there's a link to the syllabus. If you click on the link to the syllabus will show up. And you can see, here's our course, and this is World Regional Geography 100. I'm the instructor. I want to give you this disclaimer right away. The instructor, which is me, reserves the right to modify this syllabus or course overview, a term that I like better if needed. Here's my contact information. My office is in D203. The office hours are Monday through Thursday from 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. and Wednesday from 11:45 to 12:45 p.m. and by mutual arrangement. Here's a link to my email. There's the phone number of my office, 714-564-6576. I will do the best I can to return emails and calls within 48 hours of receiving them. On the weekend, it may take a little bit longer. This is the information about the course from the catalog. The textbook is called World Regional Geography, which you can link to by clicking on there, and you click on contents. So here's the chapters. Click on the plus. You're going to read the introduction chapter first, and then the Middle America and South America chapter after that. So that's where you find this, and it's free, by the way. The course itself is good at Rancho Santiago Community College District, Santa Ana College, in the Plan A general education requirements for social science and behavioral sciences, B2, or the Cultural Breadth International Perspective, D2 category, and fulfills the CSU Plan B transfer requirement for social sciences, which is D, and the AAT, ADT requirements for the CSUs, and fulfills the IGETC Plan C transfer requirement for Area 4 Social and Behavioral Sciences. IGETC is the UC system. This is the DSPS statement. If you have any questions about DSPS, you can call this number that I'm circling right here. Student learning outcomes, there they are. Course objectives, here are those. The course goals, I like to read those because I wrote them. The general goals of the course are to promote a global perspective, to foster an understanding of the interdependence of the world economy, to recognize the way different peoples utilize the landscape, and to establish an insight and respect for the many cultures on the planet. In addition, the student should leave the class with a general comprehension of the spatial perspective and relationship of the peoples, histories, politics, religions, resources, climates, and landscapes of the Earth. The course topics will work like this. We're going to go through 3 basic fundamental regions on the planet. First will be Latin America, which is known as Middle America, the Caribbean, and South America, which you can see there's a link there. Then we're going to have an exam. After that, we will go through East Asia, China, South Asia, Middle East, and North Africa, followed by another exam, and then we'll end the semester with Europe and Russia. With regard to reading, notice there are 7 chapters that you will be required to read in that free online textbook. In the first section of the course on Latin America, you'll be required to read chapter 1 and then chapter 5. Then we'll have a test and so on. You can see the rest of those, but notice that these are not in order here in section 2. It's 9, 8, 7, not 7, 8, 9. They wrote a textbook. That does not mean this is the word of God. They just wrote a textbook. You're required to attend this class, but I take roll, as you can see, through the discussion boards. And if you do not do what you need to do the first week of the semester, you could very well be dropped as a no-show. If you yourself need to drop the class, then you need to drop the class. So be absolutely certain that you do it. Otherwise, I'm required by law to give you a grade. And regarding grading, your grade will be based upon your total point accumulation through the following methods. Number one, 3 100-point multiple choice essay exams given at the conclusion of each unit or module. Depending on how you want to look at this, each exam consists of 45 multiple choice questions worth 2 points each and a 10-point essay question. Essay topics will be presented to you in advance of the exam. 7 chapter reading quizzes worth 30 points each, consisting of 10 multiple choice questions worth 3 points each, so 10 times 3 is 30, drawn from the terminology and concepts found in the assigned chapters of the textbook. 16 to 18 weekly discussion board participation exercises, including cogent and respectful answers to relevant topical prompts and responses to your fellow students worth 10 points each. Online netiquette is discussed in the welcome video. I would encourage you to watch the welcome video, which is linked in your course shell. Students will be provided a discussion prompt, and you'll be required to post an answer to the prompt by the Wednesday of whatever week we're in, each of the 16 weeks of the semester, and these are worth 5 points each. And students will be required to respond to at least one of the posts of the other students in the class by Friday of each week. This is worth 5 points. Failure to post will and respond will be considered an absence for that week's class. Other graded assignments may have varying point accumulations. Notice we have basically a straight scale for A, B, C, D, F. No exams will be dropped. No chapter reading quizzes will be dropped. No discussion board assignments will be dropped. A 0 will be assigned for all of the exams, quizzes, discussion boards, etc. not taken. This is the schedule that we're going to have, so please pay attention to the schedule. Just rolling through that. Here's some more information down here at the bottom. Required technology, academic honesty, and student code of conduct. This is from the college itself. How to deal with Canvas and how to submit. Dates, various things for miscellaneous. So this is our course, and I hope you enjoy it. As you can see, every detail of every graded assignment is not laid out here. I believe in some level of flexibility in World Regional Geography class because we have no idea what may be out in front of us from a geopolitical or environmental standpoint. For example, a major country could go through some massive upheaval. I would feel obligated to jump to that as quickly as possible because the subject is living. It's an evolving subject. So we sometimes need to be kind of nimble in this sort of a class. While progressing through the class, you will sometimes notice brief videos or various other information formats in the modules designed to enhance your understanding of the material and give you both breadth and depth of knowledge of the topics of the course. I would like to impart on you the concept that information, even in great quantities, is not knowledge, and knowledge without action is hollow. So these brief extra perspectives you will encounter are not there just to eat up your time without purpose. They're there to enrich your experience in the class and hopefully, even in a small way, enrich your life. At the same time, please note that I am acutely aware that you are probably taking this class to help propel yourself toward your own personal life goals, which is great. I support that completely. If this class is nothing more than a round peg and a round hole for you, my goal is to make it a memorable round peg. Now, there is a brief 5-minute or 5-point quiz about this syllabus. These are mandatory points, not extra credit points. As demonstrating knowledge of the requirements of the class you are taking is significant since it can help alleviate issues later on. Many online instructors like to give an unlimited number of chances on these types of quizzes. I'm giving you 2 shots at it. The reason is because first, anyone can make a mistake, so you're at least going to have a second shot. And second, if I give you unlimited attempts, you may not pay much attention to the actual document, which is the syllabus, and rather just keep taking the quiz until you get them all right. That would not demonstrate knowledge of the document, in my opinion. Okay, I'll see you in class.